Hello, people. Welcome. It's Wednesday. It is hot as fuck here in San Antonio. Jeez, it's like going outside is a chore. That's how bad it is. But welcome. This is the Experience, episode 480. So we're about 20 shy of 500. But you already know me. I'm Drew, and with me here as always.
Justin for SpineBudgetTees and SpineBudgetTees.com.
Yeah, and just a program note. Justin told me this on the pre-show he might have to leave a little early.
Yeah, I may have to leave here very shortly. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but something literally came up right before coming on your air here. So, but it's important. I got to take care of it. But it's something for my business. So,
Yeah, no, which again, totally understand. I'm pretty sure the viewers do too. But Justin, how are you?
I am fine. Good. Can't complain. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm still on my vacay. I usually like to take the week of my birthday off.
Yeah.
So
Remember you were saying that? Yeah.
yeah, my birthday was last Friday
Yep.
on July 17th. So I'm a year older. So another year on living on this earth. So,
Yep.
but I know you had a busy weekend. I know you had a Zillafatu in your shop or in the mall.
No, he was in my shop. Yeah, it was a
Okay.
good experience, and glad for everyone that came out.
All right, it looked like it. It looked like you're a busy bee. All right. Well, let's just try to get as much as we can out of the way. So let's talk about Saturday night's main event.
Didn't see it.
Uh,
I
okay.
was the Zilpha 2 meet and greet didn't end until 9 o'clock. I missed Saturday night's main event.
Okay. What were you what were you able to see before Wednesday?
Nothing at all. The Zilpha 2 didn't end until 9 o'clock. I didn't get home till about close to 10:30.
Okay. Well, I guess he's gone already. So, usually that what happens when his browser doesn't work.
Sorry, my browser shit. But I didn't get home till close to 10:30. So I saw the results obviously, but I didn't watch the show. I can't really give any detail of like what I liked, what I disliked. I just saw the results of the show. From what I can tell, it was just a celebrity in New York Knicks cocksucking event.
Yeah,
Grand, they're in Madison Square Garden too as well, but WWE, they're not focusing on pro wrestling right now. So
true, which is again, I've said it before, WWE has been this bad, with the exception of AAA and even NXT starting to step its game up. It's actually pushed me back into AEW. I have AEW playing. I'll even watch the pay-per-view this weekend. Um, but yeah, the show itself, Saturday night's main event, it was fine. Again, it wasn't great. It was fine. I mean, um, like you said, it was just a celebrity endorsement thing because they were in Madison Square Garden. They wanted to make a big deal about it. What's up, Kyle? But yeah, for the most part, the show was fine. Wasn't really anything to snuff about. Fatal Influence defeated Paige and Brie Bella to win the women's tag team title. So I was happy about that because they need to push, not Paige and Brie Bella. Danhausen and JD McDonough had a street fight, and it was entertaining for maybe the wrong reasons. There was a bit in the match where Danhausen puts he puts a toy black cat with a New York Knicks jersey in like a cage and puts it in his cloning machine, and he used quotation fingers for a reason. And out comes Karl Anthony Towns, who does some really good choke slams. If I, had to say so myself. Granted, he had two good professionals in the ring that could sell for him. So that happened. Lyra Valkyria, who's now a heel, who's now crazy Lyra, because they did that with Bailey, so they just figured, why the fuck not? Let's do it with Lyra. And I thought her and Bailey had a good match. I thought it was good. I thought they beat the shit out of each other out there. So I guess by default, that was probably the best match of the night. And then CM Punk and Cody Rhodes versus Gunther and Sami Zayn, which, the stipulation being that if Gunther and Sami won, they would be added to the SummerSlam match. And obviously that didn't happen because Nick Aldis came out and cost Gunther the match So it's going to set up their match. And then the show ended with Jalen Brunson and Roman Reigns in the ring, sucking each other off. And then Tyrese Halliburton came in, and then Seth Rollins came in, and then at the end, Roman and Jalen Brunson stood tall. And Roman got to hold the NBA trophy, the Larry O'Brien trophy. So that was Saturday night's main event, people, in a nutshell. There's really not much.
I didn't watch it. Obviously, I had better things to do. I'll just say that. I mean, I had Zilla fought too in my shop. Mama Zilla was there. Mama Zilla was so she's like the sweetest lady. Oh my gosh, she was so sweet to me. She actually, the funny thing, she actually ended up giving me, because I was like, I need it. I said, I'm gonna go out grab water. She's like, I have a water. She's giving me one of her waters that she had. I'm like, you don't have to do that. So, but good experience though. But no, I didn't watch Saturday night's main event. Like, why? Like, what happened on this show that really? The only thing I really am kind of looking forward to coming out Saturday night's main event is Gunther versus Nick Aldis. That's about it. But outside of that, I don't give a shit about anything.
Do you want to do redemption predictions real quick before you go?
We can do whatever you want.
Okay. So we're gonna flip it around, people.
Whatever you want to do.
AEW Redemption is this weekend. It's going to be July the 26th. It'll be in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, in the Bell Center. And there's going to be 25 matches. I'm playing. So far, there's 8 matches, which I'm shocked by, but I'm pretty sure they're going to add more.
Well, the fact that we're doing predictions now as the show is still on the air, they're probably going to add 3 more matches during the night and Clean Collision as well. So, I mean, this is obviously not going to be the full card.
But let's just go with what you have at the moment. So one of the matches is Hikaru Shida versus Maya World for the AEW TBS Championship.
My God, I want to say Maya World. I think they're kind of, they're very big on her, and she's awesome. She's great. I seen her a couple years ago at Mission Pro. So I saw her live before she, got into AEW, but I don't know. I think they may keep it on Shida for a little bit, though. We'll see. But I hope Maya World wins, but I think they may just keep it on Shida.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it.
What's your prediction?
Well, I'm going with you, Shida.
Gotcha.
Tag team match: Death Riders, Jon Moxley and Ospreay versus the Young Bucks.
I got the Death Riders.
Makes more sense to go with the Death Riders since Ospreay is going to have his big championship match next month. So, tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships: Cage and Cope versus the Death Riders, Claudio and Pac.
I got Cage and Cope.
Go with Cage and Cope. Yeah, it kind of seems the way to go. Kyle Fletcher versus Bandito. This should be fun. AEW International Championship. Everyone is banned from ringside.
Fletcher.
This should probably be the match of the night.
It definitely can be. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're both amazing talents for sure.
I've come around on Fletcher, and Bandito is just as good as everyone says he is. The Painmaker, Chris Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa in a no holds barred match.
Unfortunately, Chris Jericho. I mean, I won't say unfortunately. I think it should be a fine match, but I'm gonna go with Chris Jericho.
It should be Ciampa, but they're going to give it to Jericho. Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight for the AEW World Championship. Kevin Knight just won the TBS Championship from TNT Championship from Darby.
No, he didn't win it from Darby. He was already champion coming in.
Oh, then that just goes to show how much how little I pay attention. But yeah, he's the champion versus champion match. Again, another good match on paper.
I mean, but it doesn't
it doesn't matter.
The match doesn't fucking matter. Is there what if you can give it a chance? What's the chance of Kevin Knight winning the world championship?
If Kenny dies or something.
Right. But what's the realistic? What's the chance if you have to give it a number out of 100?
It's negative 100.
No, but I mean, I give Kevin Knight a 5% chance of winning. He ain't winning this fucking match.
No, it'll be a good match, but he's not.
It'll be a great match, but he's not winning.
And I like Kevin Knight. He's another guy I've kind of turned around on. I think he's extremely talented. Mark Davis versus Andrade El Idolo for the AEW National Championship.
I'm gonna go with Mark Davis. I think they want to keep the title on for a little bit. Andrade, I think he's. I mean, I think they're gonna do something with him in Mexico because they're gonna have the show in Mexico. I think in September. I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he may be going up against maybe Osprey there at that point.
Okay. Who'd you choose again?
I got Davis, Mark Davis.
I guess from the way it sounds, going with Davis.
Sure.
Another match I'm looking forward to: Thekla versus Willow Nightingale for the AEW Women's World Championship.
I got Willow winning this one. Love Thekla, but I think it's Willow's time. And I think they want to do Willow versus Mercedes. You can't do heel versus heel in Wembley.
No, you're right. I love Willow. Thekla I've become a fan of. I think this is going to be a great match. But from the way you made it sound like, yeah, they're going to go with the babyface. So Willow's going to win. So those are the matches so far. But we won't know until the end of, or I guess till like Saturday. So yeah, I guess you were right. You were right about something. Well, I mean, you're always right about something. But so Mike Santana made his debut on NXT.
Yeah, why the fuck will you go to AEW?
Which I'm happy. He's in NXT.
Makes no fucking sense, but
I said at this point would it shock me, but like I'm happy he's in NXT. I was happy when he showed up.
Yeah, right.
But he's in NXT. He showed up after the main event, which was D'Angelo versus, forget his name, Evil. I'm just gonna go with Evil, and he beat him. So it looks like that's kind of the last we're seeing of Evil. I guess in the main event scene. So he's coming out. It looks like he's going after the world champion or the NXT champion. So and NXT has a bigger star in the men's division, which kind of injects a little bit of life into that. That's been sorely needed for a while. Because the women's division is king, or I guess queen is the better way to say it. Because in a few weeks you're gonna have I guess the third match, the rubber match with Lola and Kendall, which is going to be an underground match. And Lola is notoriously unbeaten or undefeated in an underground match, so that should make Kendall look pretty tough out there. So, but hold on. Yeah, as for the rest of the show for NXT, Dark State, which Saquon Sugars versus Noam Dar and Romeo Moreno, to which the heels won. Then you had Kendall Gray and Lola Vice face off. They had a nice little promo back and forth. Keanu Carver versus Hank Walker. Carver won. Jada Parker versus Natty, which was a fun match overall. Natty, in NXT, she's pretty much out there to make everyone look like $1 million. And it looks like she's on to Thea Hale, which I'm pretty stoked about because I like Thea, but Thea's been kind of in a rut for the past, I would say, year and a half. And she went out there and cost Natty the match by throwing in the towel, literally. So it looks like she's going to be feuding with Natty. Sean Spears defeated Nico Vance. The debut of the form. Are you frozen? I think Justin is frozen. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, hey, Justin froze, and I'm assuming he's going to be leaving soon. But nonetheless, the debut of Reina Volcan, the former Nikki Blackheart, which Again, I know I'm gonna bitch. I know I bitch about these a lot, and then I change my tune later. I mean, but it's just like, hold on.
Sorry,
Yo,
browser took a shit.
it's all good. What I was getting to the debut of the former Nikki Blackheart, who's now Reina Volcan.
Yeah.
Were you able to check that out?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I mean, what makes her special?
Well, no, I mean, I'm not like salivating over here because, like, you
I'm no,
going
well,
back
no,
to
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying, what makes her special?
no, I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing because, like, yeah, she's talented. She
No,
kind of
no,
checks.
she's not bad, but what's gonna make her sound from Nia Jackson, Last Legend, and Rhea Ripley, and Jordan Grace, and there's way too many women like her on the roster right now.
No, again, I'm agreeing with you. Like the thing is, she checks all the boxes, but like you said, she needs something that's going to make her her.
Yeah, I hope she works out. I really do. I
Same.
really hope she works out. But just there's really nothing like, oh, she's different from way too many of the same prototypes in WWE Women's Division.
Agreed, but
She's good. She's good. I like her, but what's special about her? You know?
I guess we'll find out. She defeated Skylar Ray, who's actually the winner of LFG Season 2. Don't watch LFG. I know Jeff Lippman does a podcast with Lufisto about that. And then, of course, I brought up the main event, which was a street fight with Tony D'Angelo and Naraku, Evil. And again, fun match. Tony D'Angelo's a good brawler. Evil, I haven't seen too much of his, but they had a pretty nice match. And then, like I mentioned, the ending, you had Mike Santana make his officially debut as a WWE superstar. So, again, happy for Mike. I know I speculated that it wouldn't surprise me if he just took the easy payday and went to AEW, but clearly he wants to bet on himself, and clearly Shawn Michaels sees a lot in him that could really make him a much bigger star than he's ever been. Because he took a big gamble on himself leaving that tag team, and then he became a star in TNA and had some good showings in NXT. So let's see what he does in NXT. So, but I guess quick thoughts. How do you feel about Santana being in NXT?
It's the perfect position for him. Perfect position for him. I kind of had the conversation with Zilla. I was like, look, man, like I said, I know where you're going. Obviously, can't really tell me anything, obviously, right? But I was like, hey, I have a feeling where you're going, right? Would love to see you in NXT. Just because I think you'll be able to be highlighted and showcased the way that you need to be showcased before going up to the main roster. And of course, he no-sold it, but it was just one of those things where I think that NXT they're gaining a better spot right now with their men's roster. And on that note, is that my notification? Yeah, on that note, guys, I apologize, but I have to head out. I'm so sorry. But Drew, have a great rest of the show. Chat. I don't know who's here or how many people are here or whatever, but thank you for coming out as always. But I bid you guys adieu, and I will see you guys next week. Have a
Take
good
care,
one.
Justin.
Yep, take care. Yep.
So now he's gone. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much else to bring up because, I mean, I have AEW on. I mentioned that the opening match was Kevin Knight versus Darby for the TNT Championship. Kevin Knight was the champion, or Kevin Knight is the champion, and he beat Darby. It wasn't a bad match. It was a very exciting match. Darby, to me, is someone that I like it better when he has wrestling matches. When he doesn't do like the shtick, when he doesn't try to always like kill himself in every single match or just do these death-defying stunts. I love it so much better when he just has wrestling matches, and he had a good match with Kevin Knight. All the other matches, to be honest, I hadn't been paying attention because I was focused on the show. So, but everything else, Talked about NXT. I kind of don't want to talk about Raw, but I'm gonna have to anyway. But Raw was in Detroit. Let's see. The show opened with. I guess let me just give a quick overview of Raw. Raw sucked. I mean, there really is no better way to describe it. It's Raw is not a good show. It really isn't a good show. Like NXT stepping its game up. You know, they're kind of getting back to form, especially now with Santana on the show. SmackDown has proven to be a much better show. You know, they have better talent, and it's also 2 hours, so it's, I think, better paced. Raw on Netflix, it's 2.5 hours, but it's not a really well paced show. The storylines on it, I don't care about. Like, look at what they've done to Dom. You know, Dom, who's the AAA champion in AAA, and they just make him look like a joke on the main roster. They have just cooled him off. They have just like poured buckets of fucking water on him to cool him off. And this dude was like getting loud reactions. Granted, he was getting booed mercilessly, you know, years ago. Now it's just like I think people are kind of tepid with him. And he's out there losing to Joe Hendry, which nothing against Joe Hendry, but Joe Hendry, another guy who's been cooled off in the past like year or so. So it's like they really have no clue how to book these people, but yet Shawn Michaels knows how to book people on his show. Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, he knows how to book people better on AAA. You know, look what he's done to Ludwig, you know, as El Grande Americano. Look what he did to Chad Gable. Look what he's done with everything else. You know, look at what he's done to the members of I'm gonna butcher it, the Bettles gang. You know, he's made them all look great, and they've been losing on the main shows. So Raw is just a chore. I mean, the opener was fine. You had a tag match with Siobhan Evans, and what the fuck was the opener? Now I sound like an idiot. Yeah, the opening tag match I thought was actually pretty fun. And then it started out like this, and then it just like slowly went down to the point where I had zero interest in the main event. I don't care about the bloodline stuff. I certainly don't care about anything that. Oh, that's a cool intro. I'm watching AEW. There's a nice vignette with Sky Blue and Julia Hart and Tekla. You see, I gave AEW shit, but AEW, the little things on a limited budget, even though granted Tony Khan's a billionaire, but they don't have WWE money, and they can't do those fantastical vignettes that WWE can do. AEW can do little things and just make everything seem more intimate and creative. But Raw is just bad. I don't care about the main event. I don't care about Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins. Every week it's LA Knight coming out and getting huge reactions, but they're not going to do anything with them. So it's at this point, who gives a shit? Like why even watch it? Like SmackDown, you have CM Punk on the show. You have Cody. You have everything going on with Gunther and Nick Aldis. You have the stuff going on with Sammy. You have Royce Keys, who is on Raw now. I don't know what that doesn't make sense. The stuff going on with Trick Williams and Mella, and even Ricky Saints. Like that's more exciting than anything that's going on Raw. But I really don't have much to say about Raw. I mean, again, another guy, and other people they've cooled off. They've cooled off Braun. And I don't know, maybe that had to do with the fact that Braun was just always getting hurt. You know, so I don't know. But this I haven't watched the new season of Unreal for multiple reasons because like I don't have any interest. Like the first season I watched out of morbid curiosity. The second season I maybe watched a few episodes and just couldn't get into it. because it's like, okay, you're showing me way too much. I don't need to see how all the sausage is being made. Like, just give me I don't need to see all this. I did see snippets of it where originally the idea was they wanted Braun, or I guess the agents were pushing for Braun to win the Rumble, but they didn't want to shove. But Triple H made the final decision. He nixed it where he said he didn't want to shove Braun down everyone's throats, which. But then you let Roman win it. Like, to me, that just. Roman and Punk, they had a great match at Mania. But it's like the whole point of the Rumble is to give it to people that need the rub. Like, if you would have gave it to Braun, that would have made more sense. Like, have Braun and Punk at Mania, that would have been exciting. Or maybe even a Braun and Cody. That would have been exciting. Would have been more exciting than what we got with Cody and fucking Orton. Like, ugh. But it's like what happened last season or last year where they wanted Punk to win the Rumble, but they gave it to Jey Uso. And that didn't work. I know it's kind of contradicting what I said about young, and upcoming, stars, but it's like the whole Jey Uso thing fizzled out before it even began. Like, Jey Uso works better in small doses. That's the reason why the Yeet stuff got over. Whenever you put that big spotlight on him, it really showed a lot of his insecurities and his weaknesses. Is that he can't really cut good promos. He gets gassed out way too quick because he walks to the ring through the crowd, and he was making mistakes in matches leading up to Mania. Like that, he was doing that dive where his foot got caught on the fucking rope. I'm sorry. And even Triple H pointed that. I was like, you're getting too gassed out. And then they gave him the title, and then it only lasted for 2 months, and they took it off of him. And they realized this is not fucking working. So that's why he's back in the fucking bloodline, because he is not good on his own. He proved that he is not the guy. He's one of the guys. But yeah, just Raw is an unwatchable show. Like I said, NXT was unwatchable, but NXT is back to being interesting again. AAA, granted, I hadn't been able to keep my eye on it for the past few weeks, but it's at least a better show. And then SmackDown's becoming a better show. So Raw needs something, but this is the new WWE we're into. This is TKO WWE. They're a part of the show. They're a part of the show. They're a part of creative. And what else can I say? It's not a good show. Raw's a bad show, people. But what else do we have? We have Escobar. He wrote a message on social media because he's going to be leaving soon. He put 2 Diaz, WWE, I gave everything and that's what was taken. No regrets. Grateful for the people, the places and circumstances I was put in. I'll keep growing my legend and my indentation in the industry. Watch me, Paul and Nick. I like Escobar. I've always liked Escobar. I always thought if he was 6 feet tall, or like 6'2", 6'4", he'd be a bigger star. Because at the end of the day, he's kind of a small guy. I mean, he could talk, he can work, but he's kind of a small guy. I'm just kind of being honest. But wherever he does go, I think he'll do fine. I mean, AEW kind of seems like the way to go, which granted, it's like AEW is just going to sign everybody that comes from WWE. And what's he going to do? Go on the fucking, what the fuck is his name? The family, the Don Callis family? Like, what's he going to do? He can go to MLW. He can go to Japan. Maybe he can go to TNA and be a big star. You never know. But again, wherever he chooses to go, I think that's good for him. I'm going to save the Janelle Grant stuff for another day because I want to get into a conversation with Justin, maybe even bring Ruben for that because that seems like our thing. Jim Johnston. Okay, I don't really give a fuck about this. Well, I wanted to bring this up because I thought it was something that was interesting for Justin to bring up. But oh, okay. So, Dark Side of the Ring, the newest episode. The newest episode of Dark Side of the Ring came out, and it was episode 4, and it was about Necro Butcher versus Samoa Joe, which I didn't see the match because I don't watch uh, deathmatch wrestling. It's not my thing. It's other people's things, but it's not mine. So, but I thought it was interesting because Dark Side of the Ring, they've been able to really find some stories because they've already squeezed out the good ones. They already talked about Benoit. They talked about Owen. They talked about Pillman. They talked about everything else. And the fact that they've been able to find stories out of matches, I think is interesting because they brought up the Montreal Screwjob, which granted, everyone's talked about that. But then last year they brought up Mankind versus Undertaker in the Cell match. And I thought that was interesting, bringing up just the after effects of the match, what it really did to Mick Foley. Like, it really fucked him up. Like, that's the match that really ended his career. So I like the fact that they're bringing up matches. I kind of hope they do more of that. But Necro Butcher versus Joe. I don't know much about Necro Butcher, but again, just seeing him talk, he just sounds like a dude. Like, he just sounds like a regular dude. And the fact that he's still going today is like truly remarkable. Like, the guy had cancer and he was like close to dying, but he somehow made it through chemotherapy. And to this day, he's still wrestling. So he seems happy about it. So what can I say? And then obviously Samoa Joe. Like, that was, I don't want to say the match that, well, I don't want to make it sound like it was the match that made Joe Joe, because I think Joe was already kind of on his way to becoming a big star. Like, at the moment, this is in 05. And Joe almost seemed like he was very much out of the loop heading into the match because I think the fans wanted it more than him. And not to say that he didn't have any interest in it, because he was very like chill about it. He's like, listen, a lot of people look down on that. I didn't. Like, I'm down for whatever. Like, I'll fight whoever. And he just openly admitted on camera the only reason why he took the booking was because that it was in Philly. And that was when his then girlfriend, who's now his wife, lived, and he was just trying to get laid. Like, he just said that, like, I just want to get laid. Which, again, just how honest and chill Joe is. He's like, I have no problem with any of this, but I just want to get some ass. But yeah, Joe's a good dude. He's always been one of my favorites. But yeah, the match, I don't know, like the way they made the match sound, and maybe it's just because I'm not a huge death match connoisseur. They made the match sound like it was going to be this like bloody affair where like people got their arms ripped off or whatever the fuck. There's going to be buckets of blood. Like, Joe didn't really get hurt all that much. Like, he didn't really have any cuts on him. Like, he was the one really doing the fighting. He was the one beating the shit out of Necro Butcher. And Necro Butcher obviously was taking all the hits. Like, he fell on his head. And like, he claims that he's never had a coma, or he's never been in a coma. And because he's like, I don't feel pain. I'm like, yeah, sure. So he was the one taking all the hits. And right after the fucking match, they did another show in that arena, and he went out there with like a bandage and like still getting his ass beat. So I can respect that. I can just respect the hustle and just the respect that guys like him have for the business, where for him, it's like he still loves this and the fans still love him for it. And granted, like I said, deathmatch stuff, it's not my thing, but it obviously has a huge following. Like our, friend of the show, Shaheen, he's been a part of deathmatch wrestling for such a long time. I believe Joe Numbers was even a part of it at some point, but correct me if I'm wrong. So I respect, I can respect the love and admiration, the following that deathmatch wrestling has. But I'll just say it's not my thing. It's not for me, personally. But I don't know what the next episode was. So this episode was fun. It was very insightful. You got to see some familiar faces. Obviously, Joe, Bryce Remsburg, who's a referee for AEW, who actually ref this match. Eddie Kingston, who was actually doing commentary for the match with CM Punk. Obviously, I think they nipped out Punk's audio probably because he's WWE, which I don't think that's the case because they showed WWE footage. They showed Joe in NXT and in WWE, so I don't really know why they didn't include Punk's footage, or maybe he didn't really say anything that was that interesting, but whatever. But give that a watch. Give Dark Side of the Ring season 7 a watch. But again, I'm interested to see them talk about matches and less about people because we've seen enough people. Like I'm also tired of these stories about that just ended on such a fucking that they're just such a fucking drag. Like I like good stories. I'm sorry, I'm one of those people. Like I just want to hear good stories. We live in such a dull, just a morose society where it's like all we hear about is just bad news and people doing awful things. Like, can we just get a good story? Can we get like a story where it ends with a guy who finds a lottery ticket and he wins money? Like, can't we just get that? Like, and this is kind of how it ended. Like, there wasn't really a bad ending to this. Like, there wasn't really a dark side of the ring to it, other than like Necro Butcher talking about his childhood, but he didn't really get into debt. Like, he talked about his dad dying or being burned alive in a house fire. But other than that, like, he's still wrestling to this day. I mean, yeah, he had cancer. I guess you can equate that with dark, but like, he's still wrestling to this day, and he seems happy. Joe's obviously happy. He's still wrestling to this day. So again, just I'd rather see more stories about that than just like, and everybody died. It's like, I don't know. I want to feel happy when I watch things. That's just me. And also, the wrestling business has already had enough awful things happen. Let's just have good things happen. Sammy Guevara. He took AEW out of his Twitter bio. The story going around is that his wife, Tay Conti, had asked for her release from AEW, but got denied. So it looks like Sammy's the next one to jump ship. I'll be honest, I haven't really been a Sammy guy for a while. I thought he was okay in the beginning, and then he just, again, became one of those guys where it's just like bad news just always follows him everywhere he goes. And I know there's a difference between stuff happening and accusations, but it's like when there's smoke, there's fire. That's kind of what I base my opinions off of people. Hopefully him coming in, let's just say he does come to WWE, he goes to NXT. Hopefully he can wash away those bad habits. Yeah, and it's worked so far because a lot of people have washed away their bad habits coming to NXT or WWE. So, mentioned before with Justin before he got off, it's just like that men's division in NXT needs more stars. Like Mike Santana obviously helps. And Tony D'Angelo's the champion. You got Evil there, and I think, was it Tanahashi? He's coming soon. Sammy being there could help. So why the fuck not? And then Tay Conti coming with him again. Why the fuck not? Like I have no qualms with Sammy coming to NXT. Like I said, if that's the case, if he does come to NXT, because they could use all the faces, the fresh faces they can get. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, I think that about covers it. I'm coming close to 40. Another short show. We got a short show last week, and we got a short show this week. So next Wednesday there's no show because we got a special screen or an early screening to Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's gonna be on Wednesday. It's gonna be on the Wednesday before it comes out. As soon as I saw those tickets, I jumped on it. So if you're a Prime member, you would have gotten a chance to see it early. I'm gonna wait until they do that with Doomsday. If there's a way to get early screenings for Doomsday, I'm gonna do that. But no show next Wednesday. I will try to get a show out if we can move it to another night, or if anything, I'll just go solo. I used to be a solo guy before. It's no big deal, even though I hate it. But that's the show, people. Thank you to anyone that's tuning in on the YouTube. Also, make sure you subscribe to all the socials. Follow, or subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's The Experience, the DY Experience. Subscribe to it, like, and comment if you want to see me pop up in the algorithm a lot more. You also get shows like this. You get the Experience, which is every Wednesday, not next Wednesday. You also get Real Bites, which is every Sunday at 6 p.m. with me and Joe Punches, where we talk movies and TV shows and news and entertainment. Last week, we just did one where we talked about the Odyssey, which that was a lot of fun. And I also put out a clip of specifically that review. It's going to be on the movie reviews playlist. So I'm going to be putting those out there a lot more. And that's actually getting a lot of views. So awesome. And of course, I put reels for all the shows on all the social media cues like Instagram, the Facebook page, also TikTok, which Real Bites, the most recent one, I think those got a lot of views, especially the one about Cersei. But yeah, follow, subscribe to that. Twitter X, DY Experience. Make sure you follow that. The Facebook page, follow that. DY Experience, Instagram, TikTok. I'm getting a pretty big following on TikTok. I post the reels for each shows on there. I also do movie reviews, so check that out. Give me a follow. Help me get to 1,000. If I can get to 1,000 on there, I can do more. I can even stream this show onto TikTok. So, and yeah, shouts to everybody who's a friend of the show, who supports us. Like everybody else, like Spitball Media, Wrestling Soup, Little RJ, the Brooklyn Savage, of course, Justin, who's on the show, Ruben Prime, and just pretty much everyone else. Jeff Littman, of course. And since he's not here to plug himself, I'll plug him. Spinebuster Tees, which is at Wonderland Mall of Americas in San Antonio, Texas. If you're a wrestling fan, it has everything you need. It has T-shirts, it has DVDs, it has Funko Pops, it has action figures, it has tumblers, it has everything your wrestling heart desires. So make sure you go to Spinebuster Tees at Wonderland Mall of Americas, or go on spinebustertees.com. And also this Sunday, a new episode of Real Bites, where we'll be talking about the Doomsday trailer and also the news coming out from San Diego Comic-Con 2026. All right, people. We are done. Take care. Have a good night and peace out.